Good evening, welcome to your stage, your compere for the evening, Mr. Jack Maidment!
Hello, Captain!
We're understaffed.
Yeah, we're understaffed. We had to fire the sound guy. Don't ask me why. How are we doing tonight? Are we good? I probably don't need this microphone. The first thing you should know about County Comedy Club is they never need a microphone, but we like to talk about professionals. Are we okay? Are we good? Hello? Let's do another one for good measure. Are we good? Amazing, amazing. Welcome to CCC Week 8. Thank you for coming out in your droves to see some really great stand-ups. And I will warn you, I've got a bit of cough. So for any of you lovers of comedy and phlegm, we've got the show for you. That guy knows it. I just saw you nod. I'm just making it. Anyway, I learned this morning that it's World Book Day, so can I get a cheer for books? And it reminded me of something. You all, when you were at primary school, everyone used to dress up for World Book Day, and it reminded me that I used to dress up as Batman. Which still works, kind of a comic book. You're supposed to dress up as your favourite book character. And also, it was the only costume I owned, and I never really grew, so I could wear it, you know, years and years and years, and you know, my mum would never buy me another costume, so it was fine. But the only problem with that is that I took my role as Batman far too seriously in the playground. I started a fight with a kid on crutches because I thought he was the Penguin. Now, yeah. I was a bad kid, but if it makes you feel any better, he beat the shit out of me. But you know, he had the upper hand. You know, he had weapons on him, so he could take me down. But I've been thinking about my school days recently. Maybe it's because I'm a third year, going to be leaving soon, feeling kind of nostalgic. Basically, all I'm saying is I don't want to leave and enjoy the real world. I like this bubble. We're all in a bubble right now, and we don't want the bubble to burst. So, hello, how are you? Did you enjoy school? It was alright. What was the best thing about school? Graduation. You just said you enjoyed it.
I said it was alright.
Oh, you said it was alright, sorry. Compare mistake. Yeah, so what did you... sorry, what's your name?
Abigail.
Abigail, nice to meet you, Abigail. So what did you used to get up at, like on break time at school? Like when you were on your breaks, hanging out with your cronies. If you had cronies, or maybe you had friends, we didn't.
I was probably eating.
You were probably eating. What were you eating? Anything. The other pupils. You went to a school for cannibals. Good to have you in the room, Abigail. You, sir, what's your name?
David.
David. Nice to meet you, David. What did you get up to at like break time at school?
Football.
Football. Awesome. What position did you play? Centre back. That's a defender. Am I right? I know football. So, did you see any sports brutality during your time? Yeah? Did you care to spin us a yarn about high school football hooliganism?
Not that much.
Not that much. That's fair enough. I mean, like, you know, it's good for you that there wasn't much violence, but bad for comedy, so I'm going to move on. You, sir, what's your name? I know it, but what's your name?
Sam.
Sam, nice to meet you, Sam. What did you get up to at school?
Well, just walk around the school.
Just walk around.
Yeah, you're still doing laps.
Just doing laps.
Talking.
Did you go to like an army school? No.
It's a very boring school.
Very boring school, but everyone. Would you have lessons in walking as well?
Yes.
They teach you how to walk.
Yeah, right. Well, I didn't know what you mean.
So we at break time we used to play a game at school. Last one to get stabbed wins. Because you know I'm from, judging from my accent, I'm from the ghetto. So yeah, but school was a weird one for me. School was really. I used to remember certain individuals from my high school, certain people that will never leave my consciousness no matter how hard I drink. Well, I had this one story. There was this kid in my history class called Barry Summerfield, or Big Baz to his friends and parents. Big Baz, he was a big guy. He was a big guy, and he was kind of. I think you probably all had this kid at school. Sort of like, I'm going to try and do an impression, sort of like a bit of physical theatre for you now, to sort of like tell you about this guy and who he was.
You alright?
So mate, something like that. segue. And we're back. And but what was particularly interesting about one history class I had with Big Baz is that we were learning about the civil rights movement in America, that happened in the 60s. And we were learning about the civil rights movement. So Big Baz walks in, sits in the back of the room, and our teacher starts telling us about Rosa Parks. Now Rosa Parks famously was a black woman who got arrested for refusing to sit on the back of the bus. Very, very inspirational figure, very, very key figure in the civil rights movement. So when we were told this, Big Baz decides to explain loudly from the back of the classroom, to know what she was mourning about. I sit at the back of the bus all the time, with me mates, to laugh. Which might seem like fucked up and shocking to you, but one thing that might be more fucked up and shocking is that at the time, I actually agreed with him. Yeah, Rosa, what's your beef? At the time, I've learned my lesson now. I believe he's at Oxford now, studying classics. So, yeah, good on Big Baz. Anyway, we've got a great show for you tonight. Are we ready to bring on my first act? It's a noise I'll be never making again to your to your relief. Okay. Before we start though, we do have a couple of rules here at County Common Club. First one is don't talk to the acts unless they talk to you. It's very much a one-way street, it's distracting, kills the show dead. If you want to talk to anyone, talk to me. Most of you in here know me and have spoken to me before, so it's fine, we're on good terms. Secondly, if you leave to go and get a drink or your own, do some business at the toilet, whatever, want to do one of them, that's fine. Just when you go out those doors, please, hello. I'm going to carry on until I get away from you, sir. There we go. If you do leave through those doors, please make a bit of a racket, and we've got a camera recording this tonight, so please make sure you gently leave. Don't, just sort of, But anyway, I need to get the energy up, so I need to pick a cheerleader, so I'm going to go with you, David. So basically, when I point at you, you're going to have the applause, and you're going to applause, stand up, and then the energy's going to spread out the room, and we're all going to welcome on my first act. So David, if that's a bit complicated for you, just think of it as me, I'm giving you the clap. I'm having a great time, I don't know about you guys. Okay, sweet. So, are you ready, David? Are you ready? We're relying on you. The future of CCC is in your hands. Okay, so. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. James Black.
Good evening, County Bar. Are we good? Good. We got any fans of J-pop or Japanese pop in here tonight? No one. In case you don't know, it's a bit weird. Not to say I don't like J-pop. I mean, I like to believe I'm a fan of all kinds of music. But through discovering J-pop over the last couple of years, there's a couple of songs discovered that I'd like to share with you. The first one is called Pom Pom Pom. Now, most of the lyrics, if you translate them from Japanese to English, it sounds like the lyrics are fairly normal. But there's some bits which it just says in English, but just don't make sense, such as, every day is pon? What does pon mean? Is pon good? Is pon bad? Why is your day pon, kiawi, pam you, pam you? Then there's bits which just don't make sense in any language, where she says, pon pon, way way way, pon pon way, pon way pon pon, way way pon pon pon, way way pon, pon way pon way. Yeah, you get it. Why is this even in the song? I mean, it just makes absolutely no sense at all. There's no English songs like this out there. Except there aren't there? We just don't like to admit it. First example is Psycho Killer by Talking Heads. Song goes, Psycho Killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Far better. Even if you translate the French bit, it still doesn't really make sense. Psycho Killer, what is it? Run away. Now why are we running? You were asking what Psycho Killer was. Second example, I Am the Walrus by the Beatles. I am the Eggman, they are the Eggmen. I am the Walrus, Goo Goo Gajoob. Which one are you, John? Are you the famous Sonic villain or the famous Spider-Man villain? You sir, you know, the famous Spider-Man villain, the Walrus. Last example is Bohemian Rhapsody, and I think you all know who it's by. Most of that song obviously has a meaning to it, but as far as I know, there's no meaning behind I see a little silhouette of a man, Scaramouche, Scaramouche, can you do the fandango? Thunderbolts and lightning, very frightening me, Galileo. Galileo. No, it's Figaro. I know you're all going to carry on with the song, but we're going to go on with the set. But you see what I mean? We don't care that songs don't make sense, because they're fun to sing and they're fun to listen to. Just like Pom Pom Pom. Next song I'm going to talk to you about is called Popey Po. Very similar title to Pom Pom Pom, but still. Song's by Japanese Vocaloid Miku Hatsune. If you don't know what a Vocaloid is, it's basically like a computer program. Does the lyrics and stuff, and then at the concerts they have like this hologram of a Japanese girl dancing. But yeah, if you translate the lyrics of this song, it's literally just an advert for vegetable juice. Like seriously, translate the lyrics, and it's an advert for goddamn vegetable juice. She personally recommends the green one. That's an actual line in the song. You're not even real, Miku Hatsune, you're a Vocaloid. How can you comment on which one's your favourite? You haven't tried it, you fraud. But then, looking through the related videos to this song, all the titles seem to be fairly normal. Like, there could have easily been English songs. I mean, like, there were just titles like, Just Be Friends, or, We Are Pop Candy? Can I take my panties off? For fuck's sake, Kagamine Rin, you're a Vocaloid too. You're not even real, keep your panties on, the weeaboos will too. But no, as I say, I'm a fan of all genres of music. It's just separating the good from the bad. My dad always likes to say rap's just got a silent C at the beginning of it, but clearly he hasn't heard Stupid Home by Nicki Minaj. Speaking of my dad, I was reminded of a story the other day. When I was a young boy, I got food poisoning. And when I got food poisoning, the doctor said, you need to drink lots of fizzy drinks. Now my dad, being a parent, was obviously like, oh, you can't drink just Coke, it'll rot your teeth. So what does he do? He buys me a shit ton of Lucozade. Now this isn't unfair, Dad. I'm a really ill boy in bed and I can't move. I just want to run, Dad. I just want to run. And then being reminded of this story reminded me of a bunch of other times my parents just generally haven't given a shit. Such as one time my mum used to go riding horses, and because I was so young, she'd take me with her. And as these places tend to do, there's electric fence around where they kept the horses. So what does my mum do? Oh, she doesn't lift me high enough. My leg collides with the fence and I get shocked. And then another time we were in Menorca and I lost my favourite toy, Iggy the Iguana. I was absolutely distraught. It was my favourite toy. But then about a week after we got back from the holiday, Mum comes to me and she says, Jake, Iggy's back. Someone at the resort found him. He's come back to us, he's back from his holiday. It took me years to work out. She just ordered another one from eBay. That wasn't the same toy. I've been sleeping with another toy for years. Then, last story was that when I was a baby, I used to pretty much just eat carrot baby food. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever had too many carrots, but what happens is your skin turns orange. This isn't a joke, this actually happened. And my mum didn't even recognise anything was wrong. She was just showing me to all her friends like, what? Isn't Jake so tanned? This guy's grandma's lovely olive skin. No, Mum, there's something wrong with me. And eventually they did take me to the doctors. You know what they said? It's got an illness called caroteniemia. It was the first recorded case that hospital had had since World War II. So yeah. I'd like to believe it's thanks to my parents that I have trust issues and generally awkward to talk to until you get to know me. Speaking of get to know people, who Who here was single when they came to uni? Who here thought that was going to change when they got to uni? Who here was proven swiftly wrong when they got to uni? I was like that. I got to uni, I was like, oh, they'll see how cool I am and great, and I'll have this great relationship in no time. No, if anything, it's actually gotten worse, because since I got to uni, I had something I never heard someone say to me before. You look like my little brother. And that's not just one person that said that to me, that's multiple people. Either that or like a fucking muffin. And let's face it, guys, no one wants to shag their little brother. And if you do, give me a call, yeah?
Another one for Jake back, everyone! Yeah, so if you're gonna take anything away from that set, don't fuck your little brother. Never turns out well. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna bring it back up. Okay, sweet. I will say now though, Jake, you have inspired me. Pom 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 will be my new mantra from now on. And it should be yours too. Boom! Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about in my minor little lectures of life is housemates. We've all got housemates, haven't we? Yeah. It's a kind of a, yes, we have, haven't we? The kind of a mixed bag sort of housemates, you know. Some you get along with, some not so much. I live with two guys now, and we get along great and everything. But one of my housemates, it's very distracting, he's sat right over here. One of my housemates leaves his window open. Tom, you leave your window open. So sometimes, and his room's next to mine, so I'll be walking back to my room, and from outside the door, all I can hear is. And I think there's like an exorcism going on in there. So I'm like, do I have to call the priest? Like, your mother sucks cocks in hell. Which is quite rude.
I like a cold room.
He likes a cold room, everybody. And I like an unpossessed housemate, but you know, you can't have that way. So I want to know about your experiences with housemates. Hello, madam, what's your name? Don't look nervous, it's fine. So I presume you have housemates? You in your first year? Second year. So you've had like probably 2 sets of housemates now. You know how it works. What's like the weirdest thing you've ever caught a housemate doing?
My friend, this guy, he's always speaking to like his best friend on Skype.
I know, that's weird, isn't it?
No, but for hours, like every single day. So like randomly you'll hear fuck me hard, fuck me in the ass. But he says it because no, he's
You know what, we'll carry on, I'll give you,
No, and then you'll hear like, yes, Paul. No, his best friend's name is Paul, right? So then like whenever Paul goes to the bathroom, like he leaves his bedroom door open. So my housemate knows that like his dad's gonna go in the past. So that's when he screams fuck me in the ass. His dad's gonna and he's like, Paul, what the fuck are you watching?
round of applause for Paul. If I give you my number, can you give it to Paul? By the way, anybody else who I ask now has got a top of that, so you know, no pressure. You sir, what's your name? Matt, how you doing, Matt? So what's the weirdest thing one of your housemates has ever done? You don't know? They've just existed. No, it'd be weirder if they didn't exist. It's good to know you do have housemates, don't you? You sir, what's your name? You're my final act, but we'll cover them with it. Ed, what's the weirdest thing you've ever seen or heard about your housemates doing?
So the guy who was in the room next to me, right, he was playing like Gangnam Style like 3 times in a row, like really, really loud, which is fine in and of itself. Until I then found out that his girlfriend was there and could hear them having sex.
To Gangnam Style. Do you think he was doing the dance? Basically, what I want for tonight is you to leave this place more enlightened, more intelligent, more to go away better, you know, instead, we've got an image of Ed's housemate having sex. To Gangnam Style. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's how it goes? I don't know. I don't know things. I'm still on this, I'm still alive, Can I fuck me in the ass? Harder.
Fuck harder.
Fuck harder, obviously.
In the highest, pitch voice you can imagine.
Again, Paul, meet Ed's housemate. Has he ever done it to Gangnam Style? How about Pom Pom Pom? Oh, this is good. I'm going to write some fan fiction about this. This is going to be great. You, sir, what's your name? Sorry? Rory. Nice to meet you, Rory. Again, any weird or interesting housemate stories? Not on the spot, no. Have you ever had a drunk housemate? Yeah, you've had drunk housemates. Okay, have they ever defecated anyone? I just need to take it to the highest possible place after these two. No. Sadly not. Well, that's good. You're getting your deposit back at the end of the year. Sweet. Yeah.
Ours back.
We'll discuss this at home. Yeah, I'm trying to work here. So why do you do that?
The money's due.
No. And look, see, I know I'll do the washing up later. Because this is what it's about, isn't it? Alright, Jesus Christ.
How old is it?
I realised that,
I'm a nice person,
what's happening here? Okay, enough about my domestics. Last year I lived with different people in my second year, and the thing is, my housemates always hated watching films with me. The thing is, because I'm a film student, which means I'm looking for a career in prostitution. So every time they'd watch a film with me, I'd openly analyse the film, as we were watching it, and they couldn't stand it, so we'd be watching a film. So I was like, oh my god, yeah, that cinematography is fucking beautiful. The cinematographer this won an Oscar for the same director and that. See the actress and the actor. So I'd go on and ignore the shit out of them. So I lived with computer science students. So one day, one of my housemates decides to come in while I'm on the computer. And they, I wasn't on Skype. I was on the computer and he decides to get his revenge on me by coming into my room and analysing my laptop. So he'll go, yeah, that's beautiful. I don't know my computer. HTML, yeah, that's really good. That is the biggest laugh I've ever got. Let's try again. HTML. 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 Ah, it's a thing. It's a computer thing. Oh yeah, that's some really nice HTML there. I'm like, Phil, could you stop? This is annoying. He goes, no, but it's really good Windows. And they just has to go. No, Phil, please, could you just stop? No, but what I'm saying is that just the whole layout. Phil, I'm trying to masturbate. It led to the most awkward 5 minutes of my life. Just kidding. It was 2 minutes. Okay, are we ready for our next act? I said, are we ready for our next act? Okay, so I've already given David the clap. Who else can I give the clap to? Okay, you sir, what's your name? Mateusz. I know him, it's fine. Okay, Mateusz, so when I point at you, you're going to scream and hoot and clap, and it's going to spread around the room. The clap's going to spread around the room, infecting you all. And we're going to welcome on my next act. So, you think you're up for that?
Yep.
Nice one. Woo!
Are we going Lancaster? I mean, I do our washing up, okay?
Not as much to read up.
Okay, give us a cheers. Anyone here miss high school? thank God, right? I got a cheer the other day and I was really confused. No one really misses high school, I find. That's because there's a lot of bullying that goes on in high school. I think a lot of people remember. I didn't really have a problem bullying in high school, but not because I went to a nice school, it was just because high school I went through my emo phase and no one would really go near me, let alone try and bully me. But no, the last time I was in my high school, the last time I was in my high school was for a leavers assembly at the end of year 11 after we collected our GCSE results. We all had to go back to have one final goodbye. And we went in and we noticed that we'd all been sat in very specific seats that had our names on. And so I went and sat down, and usually they just put us in alphabetical order, but I was in the middle of the room, and this was weird because my last name begins with a W, and so I'm always at the back. So I thought, oh, that's weird, why have they put me here? And then the girl next to me, her name began with a B. So this is weird, why are they seated us in this weird order? And we realised what happened was they had put us in alphabetical order, they just separated us into two groups. And I was in the first group. We were like, oh, what's going on? Why have they done this? And we found out when the assembly started, we realised what happened was that the first group that I was in, they were closer to the stage, which meant that we could get onto the stage easier to collect an award. Which was both exciting and really concerning because I hadn't done anything. I was sat there the whole time and I was last, and so I had to wait for ages, and I was like, I haven't done anything. And people were going up on stage to collect awards for outstanding GCSE results, charity work, for being prefects, and I had done nothing for that school in my 5 years. In my 5 years at school, I went in every day, sat down, did my work, dyed my hair black, painted my nails black, blacked up, not that one. And then left, and then did my GCSEs, did alright, and then fucked off, and I'd done nothing to get an award. But then, it got to me eventually, finally, went up on stage, alright, go on then, what award have you invented for me? Went up to my headmistress, she handed me a certificate and said, and the last award is for Hannah Wesson for achieving 99.9% attendance over 5 years. Sorry, did you just say that in front of everyone? Did you just tell the whole year group that I've never missed a day of school? What is wrong with you people? How could you do this to me? Why didn't you just give me a piece of paper that said Hannah Wesson's a fucking nerd on it? What made it worse is that before me, a girl went up on stage to get an award for 100% attendance over 5 years, so I didn't even get the best one! And do you want to know why it was 99 and not 100? I missed 1 day of school in year 10 to go to a funeral. That was it. And if Grandad had lived a couple more years, it would have been 100. But no, that award actually wasn't for me, that was for my mum. She was the one who made sure I never missed a day of school. Because she's a doctor, and therefore I was never ill over those 5 years. And by that I mean I was told there's no such thing as too ill to go to school. So I went in every day. And it's quite weird when your mum's a doctor, because I'm from quite a small town, so everyone kind of knows her. And she's also the only doctor who works at our local sexual health clinic, which is great because I don't know if you know, there are certain procedures that only doctors are allowed to perform and that nurses are not. So what I'm trying to say is that if there's a woman in my hometown who's had that procedure done, it was done by my mum basically. There's a 100% chance that she's the one who did it. And well, that made for pretty interesting parents' evenings. I will say that. There's nothing better than going in, sitting down and looking at the look of horror on my female teacher's face when they realised that the woman opposite them, the last time they saw her, she, well, had a hand in her. Pretty much. Probably my favourite thing we did at school was we did a production of Chicago my last year. That I was part of, and Chicago's a very sexy musical, so they sort of restricted it and said only year 10s and 11s can audition. So that was about 200 girls who could audition. And you may think, well, 200, that's quite a lot, you can probably find a good cast in there. Well, no, to be honest, is the answer to that, because the problem with musicals is that you need to be able to sing, dance, and act. And the problem with teenagers is that very few of them can do all those things, including me, but I was cast anyway. And I was one of the murderesses. You know Chicago? There's a number, it's called Cell Block Tango, where you have to dance, sing, and do a monologue, and there's 7 girls, and I was one of them. And yeah, I was, and I was all right. My monologue, well, I'm not even going to be I'm not even going to be modest, is what I was going to say, because I fucking nailed that monologue. not even going to lie, it was on point. And my singing's alright, you know, I could harmonise with the other girls, that was fine. And my dancing was aggressively average. I was definitely the worst dancer out of the 7 girls that were picked. And this led to a rather interesting dilemma that my drama teacher had, where she wanted to tell me to be more sexy when I danced. But legally, a teacher cannot tell a 16-year-old girl to be more sexy when she dances. So at the end of every rehearsal, she would come up to me and I'd have to watch her have a mental breakdown as she tried to find more and more creative ways to tell me to be sexy without using the word sexy. So she'd come up to me and she'd say, yeah, honey, your monologue's alright, it's going well. You know when you dance, during the dance bits, you're not being, what's the word? You need to be more sensual. Oh, sensual, you mean sexy? No, I definitely didn't use that word. No, hips. You need to move your hips more when you dance. You know, you need to dance from the hips. So, okay, so hips. You mean like when people have sex? No, you're gonna get me in trouble now. But the performance actually, I must have been all right because they kept me in the performance. And it went pretty well. Except there was a problem on the first night where we hadn't yet practiced with all the props yet. And because we were, in jail, we had these cell bars at the back of the stage, which we were supposed to stand behind, we were supposed to lean on, like, sensually. And we hadn't practiced with them yet. And during the first night's performance, I was leaning, I was waiting for my monologue, and I thought, and I don't know why I did, but I just thought, you know what? I'm not going to go round the bars like they told us to do in rehearsal. I'm going to slip through the bars and then go down stage. Yeah. I got stuck. My head went through, my shoulders, my arms, and then my hips just got caught as the music changed and was for me to start. And the thing was, I wasn't actually that stuck. I could have very easily just sort of twisted and pulled out. But the problem was, because it was my monologue, there was a spotlight on me and everyone could see me. And I had to make a decision. I didn't want the audience to know what I'd done. So the decision I made to draw less attention to myself was to just stay where I was, stuck between these bars, and do the monologue from there. So I was sort of half in, half out, like this. But I made it work. It was like, I met Ezekiel Young in Salt Lake City about 3 years ago. And I did the whole thing from inside these bars. And the audience didn't seem to notice. They did notice later on, however, towards the end of the number, when all 7 of us were supposed to go down to the front of the stage and sing the chorus in front of the audience. And they had to leave me behind. And I had to sing from where I was on stage between some bars. And at this point, the audience obviously noticed and started laughing. And the number ended, the curtains closed, and all the rest of the cast started laughing, and all the tech people were laughing. My drama teacher was not laughing. She stormed on, she said, Hannah, what was that? Why did you do that? Why didn't you go round? Why did you try to go through? We didn't rehearse this. You've ruined this number. You've ruined the whole show. And, well, at that point, all I could really say was, well, miss, to be honest, my mum's seen your vagina. Which one of us should really be embarrassed? Thank you, Comedy Club. I've been Hannah Wesson.
Hannah Wesson, everybody! Cool. Abigail, you're knitting.
Crochet.
Oh, sorry. Why are you crocheting? Oh, that's really, really nice. Yeah. It's just that I've never seen someone do that at a comedy gig before. But I'm for it. That's the thing. I think next time you come, all y'all should be knitting. Crocheting. What's the difference? Got you. Okay. If that means if the pub quiz question comes up, what's the difference between knitting and crocheting? This guy's in the money. Am I right? Okay, but give it up for my first 2 acts. That concludes the first half of County Comedy Club. So we're going to take a 10 to 15 minute break now, but before you go and do whatever, you're going to have an integral part in my compere in the second act. See, I want to bring to light some a debate at the minute. quite a worldwide debate. I think we all know what it is. What's going on in the world, and it's kind of taken on the internet in a big form. And I've kind of got a visual aid here to show you what this debate is. This debate has torn up our fair society, as we know. What do you call this? Okay. What do you call this? Some people are in the barn camp. Some people are in the BAP camp. Some people are in the roll camp. I'm in the who gives a fucking shit camp. Okay, but I've come up with a couple of suggestions. If you care to gander, why don't we just call it? Or. Now, for those of you who didn't get that joke, read your Bibles. It's all there. Okay, but there's going to be some paper and pens here, and what I want you guys to do is write suggestions down of what we're going to give this a new name, because I'm sick of this fucking debate. So I want you to come up with suggestions of what we're going to call that. Okay? So anyway, hope you had a good time. Go and get a drink, go and do whatever, go and have a smoke. I'll see you back here in 15 minutes. Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the stage, Jack Maidment!
Thank you. And we have a nice break. Thank you. Yeah, no, shut up. Okay, sorry for the delay starting because somebody wanted to get a pint. We'll discuss this at home. I'm seeing a few new faces in the audience. I'll catch you up. Basically, before we broke, we were trying to come up with new names for this because I'm fucking sick to death of the argument. And just out of interest, hi, Sophie. I know your name, but what's your name? Sophie, lovely. What do you call that? Ro? Fair enough. You say what's your name? Adam. What do you call that? Bap. Now we've got BAP in the equation. Mixing things up, Adam, are we? Ooh. Matt, what do you call it? Bun. So we've got Bun, Matt. Well, you're all wrong, because I have suggestions here for a new name we can call it. The first one is Oven Babies. I'll have a toasted oven baby. Rolls right off the tongue. Well, the baby did anyway. Because you eat a roll, alright? There's nothing wrong with what I just said. Moving on. Nippleless boobies. I feel like the BAP covers that, but I don't know, whoever wrote this, I assume your boobies are made of some sort of yeast product. Kind of suppose it can, does it have a crust on it, do you like it well done? Do you like it We're moving on. Jack Fuck Maidment. For those of you who don't know, my name is Jack Maidment. But someone's added a fuck into the equation. I don't know, yeah, you can sort of see the resemblance. Jack Fuck Maidment. What, does this guy want... I don't want to know where the fuck came from. Jack Fuck Maidment. Jack Fuck Maidment. What does it mean? You, sir. Mateus, what does it mean?
It means fuck.
Thanks for clearing that up, Mateus. Okay. Let's just get through this. Cooked dough. Yeah. It is cooked dough. I like that. That's my favourite at the minute. I'm going to save that and put it on my blog. By the way, before I carry on, Trump for president, am I right? Irony. Did you just say, God, tell me to go fuck myself?
No, I said that's the funniest scoop.
That's the funniest joke. It is. Well done. Gluten on the cup. Well, I see the gluten, but I don't see the cup. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I'm suspicious. I'm suspicious of that. Let's do a couple more. I'll introduce my next. Trump. Damn it. My timing's awful. Trump. It does look a bit like Donald Trump's hair. It's kind of sort of round but flat at the same time, similar colour, and it wants to ban Muslims from entering the country, so... thank you. Thank you very much. Was that you? Of course it was. Greg's Candy. I hope like this person doesn't know there's a baker's called Greg's and just like is referring to someone called Greg. Like, yeah, Greg's Candy, good old Greg. Don't know why he's from the south of America. A baker's tears. Grow up. Done that one? Nippleless boobies. With covered nippleless boobies. Extinct tiger bread. You ever heard of the story? You ever heard of this lovely discussion here going on about tiger bread? Extinct. Did you write that? No. It's a shame. It's a good one. I would have taken credit for it. That's the whole thing. I've run out of material. This is why I need this. Extinct tiger bread. Like the story of the tiger that lost his stripes. I know. Sad and moving. We're all geniuses. Okay, one more and then I'll introduce my next act. How about that? Thank you. Soft pastries. Yeah. Okay, thank you all for your sick, horrible, and sometimes just like reasonable, very, very reasonable suggestions. I think cooked dough might be it. Cooked dough. A bacon cooked dough, please. Okay, so I need another cheerleader. Let's have one of the newbies. You, sir, what's your name? Luke. The other Luke. Are you going to be my cheerleader? Yes. Why don't you both do it at the same time? What are you going to do? And at the same time, in sync, you're going to stand up and you're going to ask me, who's the next act, Jack? And I'm going to tell you. And then you're all going to applause. The energy's going to build up to a crescendo. I'm going to introduce my next act. So, ready?
Who's the next act, Jack?
It's Chloe Humphreys!
Good evening, Lancaster. How are we doing? I'm good. Thanks for asking. Is anyone in here a fresher? Oh, quite a lot here. I'm a fresher, and since starting here, I've sort of come to a rather sort of unfortunate sort of conclusion, and that's my life peaked both socially and intellectually when I was in year 6. Since then, it's been a slow decline into responsibility, self-loathing, and waking up every morning thinking the milkman's going to kill you, but everyone goes through that, right? The ultimate proof that year 6 was like the best year of your life is because you were the oldest kids in primary school. So that instantly meant that you were the coolest. You were cool. No. But in assembly showed that clearly. Throughout high school, you sat on chairs. In the year 7s were sat at the front because you were still sort of cute, and the year 6, by the time you were in the year 11, puberty had hit you like a train, so they sat you at the back. In primary school, you spent about 5 years of your life sitting on a shitty floor. And then year 6, you got promoted to the benches. That, my friends, was a critical moment in your life. You'd done it. You'd won primary school. You were a champion, resting on your golden oak throne. You'd won primary school. I mean, I realised the only thing to win in primary school was Pokemon battles. That's not really the point. Year 6 wasn't completely perfect. I mean, it wasn't all cream and waffles. That's not a real expression. Cream and waffles. It could be something, couldn't it? Yeah. There was one thing I didn't like. I have a reading partner. Now, for those of you who may or may not have had it, it's basically a kid in the younger years who you read to every week. And, you know, most people went and played with theirs at break time. I avoided mine like the plague. He could not care less about reading. I'd go to him every week and I'd read the same sort of things over and over again. You know, Biff and Chip. You know, education, yeah. We'd read the same Biff and Chip stories over again, you know. Biff and Chip went to the shop. Biff and Chip bought some drinks. The shopkeeper got arrested for serving underage kids, you know. Same sort of thing. But my reading partner just couldn't care less. I could have read Biff and Chip Enslave the Orphans, and he'd still be more interested in picking his nose. And then, after watching a small child pick their nose for 45 minutes, digging for gold, I'd then have to take him back to his classroom. Unpleasant, you know, every week. All right, mate, gonna take you back now? Yeah, just give me a hand, yeah. Oh, your hand's a bit sticky today, mate. Yeah, yes. No, it was gross. I'd spend quite a lot of my time bitching about him over MSN. Now, who in here had MSN? Right, the sound of that sounds like you're filled of regret. But you shouldn't be ashamed. MSN was my first love. And my main reason behind this was because MSN had emoticons, which were sort of like the grandfather of emojis, with emojis being the little weird kid that was probably grown in a test tube or something. Well, emoticons were sort of like GIFs, and my personal favourite one was for BRB, I'll be right back, in which the emoticon would go into a toilet, the toilet door would shut saying BRB on it, then the toilet door would swing open just as the little emoticon was taking a shit. Now, if that is not modern art at its finest there, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what is. Because if you don't want to see a dismembered yellow head producing a perfect shit out of it, you guys just aren't cultured enough. MSN was sort of like my main lines of communication during my Year 6 production. Did anyone else here do a Year 6 production? Bless you that. But I did one. Mine was called The Keymaster, and in The Keymaster, it was about a substitute history teacher who took a bunch of kids through time. Now, considering all that stuff with Operation U-Tree, I'm not really sure that sort of play would be legal in real life. It was 2008, it was practically a different period in time. I was a suffragette in the scene that I was in, and there was 3 of us, and we weren't named. We were just called suffragettes 1, 2, and 3. You know, because giving people status and different levels of power had never caused any issues before, right? Right? I only had one line, and do you want to know my character's contributions to the first wave of feminism? I can drive a tractor. You've swung it there. You've won feminism. The women can drive tractors now. They're going to take over the world. You have to give them the vote now. And I was actually promoted from Suffragette 3 to Suffragette 2. The reason being was because Suffragette, the girl who became Suffragette 3, kept doing her line incorrectly. Now, considering that we were all wearing sashes saying votes for women, I was wearing a sign, like holding a sign saying votes for women, and we sang a song at the end of the scene called Votes for Women. When your line's votes for winning, you really shouldn't have an excuse to mess it up. Well, clearly not. Which is probably why she got demoted. I don't really know why I got promoted, but in Year 6 I was just seen as some kind of big performer because I was in the dance group. But my dance career was tragically short. I mean, we weren't too bad. We did one performance at the Larry Centre in Salford. You know, the dance capital of Salford. And, you know. But my career was just cut tragically short by one disastrous routine before we left. And in this routine, I was paired up with another girl, and she would have to do a roller across the floor and I would have to jump over her. Now, everything was fine until one particular rehearsal in which I mistimed my jump. Now, considering, just look at me, I am not the skinniest person in the world. I broke like 3 of her ribs that day. For some reason, you know, we cut the routine after that, and you know, at the time I was quite embarrassed. I couldn't tell my mum. I still haven't told my mum. I should probably do that. It's Mother's Day soon, so I'll be seeing her. But, you know, the routine was cut after that. Don't really know why. I think it's perfectly safe. I mean, I would illustrate it with one of you guys here in the audience, but the judge told me not to, so that's all I have for you, Lancaster. Thank you.
Give it up for suffragette, Chloe Humphreys, everybody. Yeah, I was never a suffragette. Okay, moving on. Okay, sweet. Let's see what else you've called the bread, the baked dough. Alright, is that flust or flask? Don't leave me hanging here, Sophie. Come on, can we all... What? Flask? Flust? Is flust or flask ball? I don't know, interpret it yourselves. Another one about me. Maidment mama jammers. I don't know what a mama jammer is. Does anybody know what a mama jammer is? Illegal. It's a Maidment mama jammer. Oh, only in my house. Jam on Maidment mama jammer. Peanut butter on Maidment mama jammer. No, there's nothing more I can do. A pair of babs. Well, there's just one. Talking with yourselves. Definitely not a cock. That's, I did forget to mention, usually when we play these cup games we say don't draw a picture of a cock, or don't think you're clever by writing the words a picture of a cock. So well done, you've made the list. I mean, you are right, it definitely isn't a cock. And if your cock looks anything like that, see a doctor. I follow through when I fart. Jesus. I feel like these are just medical conditions. How would you order that at a cafe? Do you want it on a baguette or a I follow through when I fart? Oh, sorry, mate. Jesus Christ. What? You're pointing. Don't.
Just let you know who wrote it.
Oh, right. Young fluff. Alright. Is that supposed to be like bum fluff? But like, these are very sexualized. It's fucking bread! Sorry, I just feel very passionately about this. Hello. What's your name? Reese. How you doing, Reese? What have you been up to today? An AGM? An AGM. Is that an annual general meeting? For which society? Glad we cleared that up. Sit down. Good to have. No, Reese, come back! Wait, no, we're gonna do this, alright.
We're gonna do what?
Where are you off to these days?
That side of the bar.
I'll let you, if you wanna. I'm saving you down there cold. Give it up for Reese, everybody. He's been at an AGM! I might marry him, you know. Savoury cake. That would be the worst birthday ever for him. Or the worst wedding ever. Yeah, we were on a tight budget, so we got you a savoury cake. Jesus fucking Fucking Christ. Jack, love lumps. I don't know who you are, but stop it. I will never do that again. Breadmond Colley, stand up. Do you want me to introduce you as Breadmond Colley? Yeah. Was that what you were trying to tell me all along?
Yeah, whenever you're ready, man.
Okay. I know. Brioche. It's not brioche. Go on, we can get through. Jack's big fat buns. It's funny, isn't it? Because it's me. Okay, fruitless tea cakes. No! Better freshly baked. I don't get it. Postmodern. Postmodern wheat. Any art students in? Flower boob. We all love a bit of the flower boob now, don't we? Alright, finest one. Jesus butt cheek. There we go. We'll finish. It's now a Jesus butt cheek. Next time you're at County Diner, order for a bacon Jesus butt cheek, and your day will get even better. Okay, right. Are we ready for my final act of the evening? Hell yeah, you are. Okay. I need my final cheerleader. I think we're gonna go with you, Sophie. Are you up for the task? Good, because if you would have said no, it would have been shit out of luck. You would have ended the show right now. Okay, so this guy is a graduate now, but we're welcoming him back to CCC, so I want you to give him an extra big round of applause. Plenty of energy, plenty of yeah, bazoo. My brain's melted, probably because of all the sexual harassment that I've endured up here tonight. Okay, so Sophie, when I point at you, you stand on your feet and you cheer and you start clapping, and the energy will spread across the room. Okay, you ready? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Breadmond Colley!
Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing tonight? We good? Yeah. Guys ready for some observational stand-up? Yeah. Cool. So I've got to you for you tonight. It's great sort of stuff that I've sort of noticed and observed about kitchens, yeah? We've all got kitchens. That's the first one. Actually, that's not true. I don't own a kitchen now since I've graduated. I have to home invade to find stand-up. But that's fine, that's fine. So you guys ready for the greatest set ever written about kitchens? Bread bins? What's the deal with bread bins? Is it a bin you put bread in? I just bought the bread. Why would I want to put it in a bin? I tell you, sometimes I put pastry in the bread bin. It's not meant to go there. At least it's not specified to do so. Nor is Battenberg. Am I right, fellas? Water bottles? What's the deal with water bottles? Is it a bottle made of water? You can't store liquids in liquids. What you'll need for that is a water bottle. That's a vicious cycle. Watergate, am I right? She gets it. Soup bowls made of soup. Thematically, it's quite similar to water bottles. Fridges, yeah, we've all seen the fridges. You know, when you open a fridge, there's a light on inside. Is it always on or only when you open the door? I don't know. It's a bit like Schrodinger's cat. not sure if that's the name of the cat, but I put it in the fridge. Other thing about fridges, though, is they hum, but never to any discernible tune. You know, like, hey, fridge, let's sing the Cheers theme. That's the spirit. Kitchen counters. 1. Sporks, yeah, we've all seen the sporks. Is that some kind of fork-spoon hybrid? Yes. But I tell you, it's like a fork and a spoon had a show. But if they did they spoon or did they fork? Or did they fuck? I'll admit, not in my country, I'm voting for Oven Obama. One more year. I can do that joke. You know when you've been home invading to find stand-up, we've all been there, we've all home invading to find stand-up. There's always an old lady there, isn't there? And she goes, what are you doing in my house? And you have to explain to her, I don't know why they call it a bin, because it's storing the bread there. Why is my cat in the fridge? And she phones the police on you, doesn't she, first? She phones the police, and the police, they say, put down the spork, sir. And if you don't, they tase you. Up and tase, don't we, fellas? The thing is that they don't tell you when you tase, you shit yourself. Yeah. Police cars? What's the deal with police cars? Do they police cars? Police sirens? Do they regulate the people who lure sailors to their deaths? Sirens, they siren, but never to any discernible tune. Why? Never, hey siren, sing the Friends theme. Judge, aren't we? We're all in front of a judge. We're all crazy judge. We've been in front of the judge. The judge, they always go, hello, my name's Keith, and I'm a judge. If you're wondering about my voice, my mother was Geordie, and my father was Scottish. And both of them refused to teach me English. And I was raised in a coal mine in South Wales, above a helium deposit. And the only learning resource was a DVD recording of Cool Runnings that was copied from VHS and lost most of the quality in the transfer. We've all seen that judge, ladies and gentlemen. We've all seen that judge. And he says to you, haven't I seen you before at Christmas? Alright, because he had. Alright, so since I was to London Yard, I had to get a flat of my own, so, Christmas came. But, I was super positive about it. Did all the little traditions, left some mince pie and whiskey out, put my presents under the tree, and I went to bed. And when I woke up in the morning, the mince pie and the sherry was gone. And the presents under the tree had gone. And the windows to my flat had been broken. But you can't expect Santa to hang around
My flat, can you? Not considering the extremely high local crime rates. So, I just did what we all do on Christmas, you know, just lie down in the cold with a bottle, 2 bottles of Baileys, and watch the Queen's speech. Hi, Queen. How you doing? How come we only ever talk for 5 minutes every year? When you do, you just show me stock footage of national parks. I wonder if she can feel it when I touch coins. Because I've got a coin in my pocket. And I'm not wearing any pants. No, I'm sorry, Queen. Don't send me to Queen jail. So I was in front of the judge, right? And I told him the story, and he said to me, it sounds like... Sorry. It sounds like you've got everything there except the kitchen sink. You see, if I'd have said that could have worked as a punchline for the entire set. Couldn't you just tell the audience that you said the line? No, that would be disingenuous and they'd know. So that's it. I said to him, ladies and gentlemen, I said to him. Okay, he said to me. He said to me, that's it, no more coherent punchlines for a month. So I said to him, ladies and gentlemen, wuzzle wuzzle, and then left. Justice works. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Colley, thank you, good night. One more time, Fred Colley, everybody. Okay, so that is the end of County Comedy Club, week 8. Thank you for coming, hope you had a good time. Just before we go though, I'm going to plug something real quick. Next week, Lucy are having their termly sketch show. And there it is, the poster I designed. But I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that. Do you want to fucking do it? It says Thursday the 8th of March. It's Thursday the 10th of March. Funny story, actually. The president of Lucy, another one of my housemates, sent me the date wrong. So it'll be Thursday the 10th of March, my old common room. These guys are in it. You can't see their faces, which is just as well because they're fuck ugly. I'm joking. But seriously, come and see it. It's going to be good and funny and cool. And thank you very much. One more time for my acts. Give it up for Jake Black, for Hannah Wesson, for Chloe Humphreys, and for Mr. Ed Colley. I've been Jack Maidment. Thank you all very much. Good night.